Are you ready for some Black Friday deals? That's really hot. I am. Depending on when you watch this, Black Friday is either today or it's coming up very soon, or it may have happened. Regardless, I've got a list of some very random products to my left-hand side which I want to show you today, which are in Black Friday, and there's something in here for everyone. I'm very confident of that. All I ask is that you sit through this video and just wait for that thing to appear where you think, I need that, because I do think that will happen. All of the links are in the description, along with a link to Gadget, who I don't think are in Black Friday, but they are my coffee machine of choice. And boy, do I need it today. Let's get into it. First up, we have the Aqara Radiator Thermostat W600, which is so good, we were fighting over this in the studio. Not literally, but we all wanted it basically, because this finally solves the problem of radiators being too hot, too cold, or left on all day, emptying your bank account. It's really easy to install as well. It's just a simple swap with your existing radiator valve, and if you've got several of these, you can automate the heat per room. You can also adjust it by the time of day and presence inside the house, and you can do so with 0.5 degrees C temperature adjustment, so you can get that fine-tuned heating without making things too hot or too cold. It's just so easy. It works with Matter, Apple Home, and Google Home. But you can get even more advanced control with the Aqara Zigbee Hub Plus room sensor. And if you're wondering, it doesn't rattle, it doesn't hum, it doesn't make any kind of noise at all, which means it's very quiet and very bedroom friendly. There's also a 2-year battery life in this, which means you don't have to keep charging it, because inevitably if you have to do that, you just forget to do so and it just stops working. This works for 2 years. It's just fantastic for reducing your energy consumption, for stopping your radiators, emptying your bank accounts, and having a lovely warm home that you have full control over from your phone. It wouldn't be Black Friday without a charging accessory, and this one from ESR charges your phone, your Apple Watch, and your AirPods. And when you're done with it, that's how thin it is. In fact, it's just 15 millimeters, which is thinner than a lot of laptops. And it somehow packs in Qi 2 25-watt charging, which means your iPhone, for instance, can go to 60% in 30 minutes, which is faster than Apple MagSafe. And an Apple Watch Series 10 can go to 80% in just 30 minutes. It also includes a 50-watt adapter in the box, which is incredibly rare these days. And I love that adjustable phone stand angle. It's perfect if it's on your bedside table or next to you while you're working. It's even got a built-in cooling fan. I don't know how they've done this in such a thin frame, but that lowers temperatures by 6.5 degrees Fahrenheit, which means faster, safer charging. If you travel loads, or you just want something by your bedside table that's adjustable and can charge 3 things at once, this makes total sense. I guess that's also why it's a Time Best Innovations 2025 winner. It's very much deserving of that. I'll let you into a little secret. I've always wanted a projector at home, but justifying that has been quite tricky. The good news is I have this studio and the perfect space downstairs, which now has a Valerion Vision Master Pro 2 4K projector and a massive 120-inch screen, which just fits in that gap. This is a great starting point for a home cinema. It's not too expensive, and it's just stunning. It's got that 4K resolution, 3000 ISO lumens, and a 15,000:1 contrast ratio. And the Vision Master Pro 2 will project onto a screen of up to 300 inches, which maybe I need a bigger studio. It's also ISF certified for accurate color. It has a 110% Rec 2020 color gamut, which I don't know what that means, but it sounds very impressive, and I guess it's why the color is so vivid and lovely. And it supports Dolby Vision, HDR10+, and IMAX Enhanced. And you can stream stuff to it, so you don't have to connect things. I've got it streaming Netflix and Disney Plus and Apple TV. It's so easy to use, so convenient, and there's less wires. There's more wires downstairs because I have the Xbox Series X and the Nintendo Switch 2 connected, but you could get away with just a power cable. And setting it up is so easy. It has automatic keystone correction, but you can also adjust it manually if you want to, and if you move it, it will correct itself again. And you can change the focus, you can change the screen size, you can change everything. It's also Google Home, Alexa, and HomeKit compatible, so you can use it with your existing devices. And there are some fantastic Black Friday sales for the Vision Master Pro 2 projector and some bundle savings. So please go and check it out. I need to go home at some point, but that setup downstairs is just amazing. Next up, we have the iFlyTech AINOTE Air 2 e-ink note taker. It's a fantastic alternative to using your iPad or a traditional notepad and pen for taking notes. And that's because it has a paper-like writing feel, so it does genuinely feel like you're writing on paper, and because it's 2025, obviously, it's AI powered. And that means it can summarize handwritten notes, it can extract key points, and it even has real-time audio transcription plus note-taking with GPT-5 summaries. It's an absolute powerhouse, and what I love about this is that it's just a note taker. You don't get distracted by notifications or apps or games, it's just this. And when you're taking notes and trying to hone in on what you're doing, that makes a big difference. And there's no subscription or extra apps needed. That's one of the big issues I've found with similar devices where you have to pay a fee up front and then something else per month. You don't have to do that with this. You just buy it once and all of your notes stay organized, searchable, editable. There's no charge for extra functionality. You can also translate your scribblings, you can extract text, and you can expand your ideas, again, via AI. It's very comfortable to read, and it's thin and lightweight, so you can chuck it into any bag, any rucksack, anything really, and it's just the perfect companion for taking notes. And this Black Friday they're offering up to 35% off. Time for an iPhone case. This is the CASEKOO MagicStand 360. Firstly, it's a wonderful case because it offers all-round protection, so your very expensive, in this case, iPhone 17 Pro Max will not get damaged. It has a raised camera bump as well, so again, those very expensive lenses are kept nice and safe. And it has the cutout for your camera control if you use that. The buttons are very solid and nice to use. There's two designs, the Titanium series, which is glossy and matches the iPhone color, and the Aesthetic series, which offers a matte gold ring and a much more premium look. It's MagSafe compatible as well, so very strong magnets on the back, but the one thing about this case which I think separates it from other cases is that. And that little ring, which disappears when you're not using it, just means you can use your iPhone like that, hands-free, but also like that. Trust me, you will use this all the time. If I ever switch to a different case for review purposes, I always miss that. And yes, it's rated for many, many, many of those. You can even use it as a grip, which is great if you're buttery fingered or you're filming stuff. It's just so versatile. And it is patented as well. The patent number is engraved in here somewhere as well. So it's one of a kind, and I love it. It wouldn't be Black Friday without UGREEN, and there's two fantastic products I want to show you today. The first one is this, which is a 20,000 milliamp hour power bank. I think they're offering up to about 40% off on Black Friday, which is nuts. What I love about this, firstly, is that it's 20,000 milliamp hours, but also it has one of my favorite things ever, a built-in retractable USB-C cable, which you can extend to lots of different lengths. And when you don't need it, it vanishes. And it can even charge a 16-inch MacBook Pro up to 43% in 30 minutes. There's additional USB-C and USB-A ports, so you can charge 3 devices at once, and a lovely display. That shows how much battery you've got remaining, the power output going to each device you've got connected. It's just such a handy way of checking what's going on. And if you're wondering, it's not that heavy either, and it comes with a lovely carry case, which means you can keep it nice and fresh. Looking as good as new. Next up, we have the latest M4 Mac Mini dock from UGREEN, and this has 11 ports, and it only takes up one of your USB-C ports on the back of the Mac Mini. It has 3 10 gigabits per second USB-A ports, 2 10 gigabits per second USB-C ports, an SD card reader, a micro SD card reader, and up to 8 terabytes of storage expansion thanks to that little slot on the bottom. If you have an M4 Mac Mini, trust me, you need one of those. For me, just gaining that SD card slot is fantastic, but 11 ports in total is brilliant. And it is so compact and it looks so good. We all do loads of video calls these days, and if you've been battling with a terrible webcam on your laptop, I recommend checking out this guy. He's really cute. He's also called the EMEET Pixy webcam. It's a massive improvement over most built-in webcams. He's not real. It shoots at 4K 30 frames per second or 1080p 60 frames per second, which means it's perfect for those calls, but also for teaching and live streaming. The reason it's good for those last two is because it moves and it tracks you via You guessed it, AI. So as you move around the frame, it physically moves. It doesn't reframe, it doesn't do any of that stuff. It's a physical motor, which means you don't lose image quality, or you don't go kind of extorted. You don't go distorted and weird because it's moving the frame around. It's properly moving the camera. It's also got gesture control, so you can put your hand up to start and stop recording and instigate that tracking feature. Autofocus is fantastic as well. It locks in just 0.2 seconds. It's also incredibly easy to set up. It has a stand as well, which means you can attach it to the top of any monitor and any laptop. It's also very travelable. You can basically take it with you pretty much anywhere because it's not very big. And for me, this has replaced my laptop webcam. This is definitely a Black Friday deal not to miss, and they are discounting some of their other range as well, so go and check them out. I can safely say I've never featured this type of product on this channel before, but I'm about to. It's an electric toothbrush. However, it's a very exciting one because, well look, you press that button, it changes settings, and air comes out of it. I won't do that on camera. This is the RANVOO AirJet 2 toothbrush, and it uses air plus water microbubbles instead of traditional bristles, which makes it much nicer to use. Because I'll be honest, I've used electric toothbrushes in the past and they're not very nice. And that means this one is fantastic if you've got sensitive gums or if you want your kids to use it. The reason it's so gentle on your gums is because there's low vibration. So if there's too much vibration on an electric toothbrush, it can cause problems. It's also got very compact brush heads for reaching those tight spots, and you get multiple brush heads in the box. So you get a soft gum care brush head, a balanced multi-effect brush head, and a diamond whitening brush head. There's also an anti-mold coating, a magnetic wall mount, so basically you put that on the wall thanks to this included sticker. It slots on there, charges via USB-C, easy. That said, the battery lasts for 60 days, so if you need to go away, you can take it with you. It fits into pretty much any wash bag as well, but 60 days is going to get anyone out of trouble. There's also 4 color options to choose from, and this is one of my favorite toothbrushes ever, which is one thing I never thought I'd say on this channel. I do a lot of traveling for this job, and sometimes when I'm not in the studio, I still need to access my Mac Mini, especially if it's running a task I need to check on, or on the very rare occasion it's crashed. That's why the Comet PoE from GL.iNet has become an essential part of my setup, and it's in Black Friday. It's a compact remote KVM device that gives you hardware level control of another computer no matter what state it's in, even if it's frozen, showing a black screen, or won't boot at all. And it even works when remote desktop software can't. And the best news is that you don't need to install anything on that target machine. You just plug it in once, and from any browser on Windows, macOS or Linux, you can access the screen, move your mouse, and even get into the BIOS if that's your thing, and you can power it back on. There's also no apps and no subscriptions, which is very, very favorable for me, and it powers itself using your Ethernet cable, which means it keeps things nice and clean. That's especially useful if you're using a rack or have tight space. It's even got 32 gig of storage built in, which means you can upload recovery ISOs, tools, or even disk images, and not rely on external hard drives. This really is one of those devices that you don't think you need until you get one. And that is why the Comet PoE is staying on that desk. If you've got a Nintendo Switch 2, or you're thinking about treating yourself for Christmas, which you absolutely should by the way, you do need to protect it, particularly if you have kids, and dbrand has thought of everything with the Kill Switch Ultra. Firstly, the case for the console itself is very, very easy to attach, very secure, and it covers all of the important parts. There's a very easy to apply screen protector as well. I had no problems with that in terms of bubbles and all that sort of stuff. They've even thought of the kickstand, so there's a very easily applicable sticker for that, and for the USB-C port, which can typically get quite damaged and scuffed up if you're constantly plugging the Switch 2 into the docking station for the TV. The Joy-Cons have these fantastic rubberized grips and these little things that you can place on the joysticks to make them more grippable and again protected. And yes, you can get dbrand stickers as well, because why not? There's also a pass-through dock, so you can still use the Switch 2 in the Kill Switch case with your TV. And yes, it does pass through 4K. However, the best bit for me, because I do lots of traveling with my Switch 2, is this. This sits on top of your Switch 2 and you very easily secure it with that kind of latch thing, and it just means it doesn't get crushed. So if it's in a suitcase or in your backpack, you do not need to worry. It's incredibly tough. I do not worry about my Switch 2 in here, and it even has slots for games. There's a fantastic Black Friday offer for the Kill Switch, and if you're quick enough, you'll get free shipping and these beautifully designed dbrand cards. I don't know why they do this, but I love the fact they do this sort of stuff. Dbrand, please keep being you. If you're storing your usernames and passwords in your head or on post-it notes, or worse still, you're using the same password for everything, you need a password manager, and Roboform is the best one I've found. And they've got a fantastic Black Friday deal. It does exactly what it says on the tin. It stores passwords for you in a very secure vault, and they have a no breach history, which means a lot in this industry. It sets up passwords automatically. It has a one-click login feature, so you can get straight into your favorite website or web app. You can give your access to someone else as a designated emergency contact, so if the worst happens and you can't get into your passwords, that person can. And they've done loads of updating recently, so it has passkey support, it's got browser extensions now so you can unlock Roboform standalone, there's a new security hub interface, you can import from Safari and iOS so you can get the passwords out of those platforms into Roboform, and there's an updated mobile app interface and a built-in browser for one-click logins. Oh, and also it works across Mac, Windows, iOS, Android, and it syncs across all of those devices. So if you switch devices, switch platforms, those passwords come with you. Stop the press! If you're shopping on Amazon, these deals in front of me, if they are there, then happy days. The Bose Quiet Comfort Ultra headphones, some of the best noise cancelling headphones I've ever used. Bowers & Wilkins, the PI6, the PI8, both of their earbuds might be in Black Friday. The PX7 S3s and the PX8s. If you can get either of those in Black Friday, happy days. Then we've got the Garmin Fenix 8 Pro, which is a fantastic sports watch. I've used that a lot this year. The Google Pixel 10 and the 10 Pro Fold. Big fan of both of those phones. The OnePlus 13, which has been replaced by the OnePlus 15, but some people think it's better. Remember guys, all of the links are in the description, and get involved in the comments. If you found other deals out there, let me know. Happy shopping.